We need to look at ourselves individually as leaders of nations. Nations and countries are constantly trying to move forward, progress, and do what's better, hopefully, for their people. If they're not, they should. We need to study these concepts and apply them to ourselves. Let's check out some quotes from The Art of War by Sun Tzu, one of the world's most respected books on leadership and strategy. And I'll explain what I mean, what to consider, and how to do it.
I'm Michael Archuleta, and these are the things we need to know.
Like badass skills and tactics? Subscribe and hit the bell. The art of war is of vital importance to the state. The state, in this sense, could be a large group of people, a company you run or are a part of, or even your own family. It's your team, your people. Think about the people you hang out and interact with, or want to. This is your court, per se, your arena. You may lead the state or be a part of someone else's state. This means we need to recognize the relations and power dynamics, and then come up with strategies and tactics to advance the group's goals or our own, depending on our aims or mission. Our duty as the generals, or as the ones who take charge of and are responsible for our outcomes, should be to help those in our team prosper. Did you know? That's the purpose of this channel, to help you prosper, help you grow. So, how can we nurture that? What can we do to help our people grow? It is a matter of life and death, a road, either to safety or to ruin. It is a subject of inquiry, which can on no account be neglected. Skills and enterprise. In order to carry out an attack, we must have means available. The material for raising fire should always be kept in readiness. This can include self-reliance skills or other trainings or teachings in order for us to move up the pay scale. Once we have a better grip on finances and our abilities to build skill sets, make money, and gain assets, we're able to do more. Defense and moving up. That general is skillful in attack whose opponent does not know what to defend, and he is skillful in defense whose opponent does not know what to attack. O divine art of subtlety and secrecy! Through you, we learn to be invisible. Through you, inaudible. And hence, we can hold the enemy's fate in our hands. Next, let's think about defense and security. Every nation, pretty much, has a military, and we should consider ourselves as our own military. What can we do to better defend our families? What can we do to better protect our interests or property? Consider these things as you move forward so you don't get them taken away from you. As we protect these things, we should also be looking into where we can invest more of our time, energy, and money. We should also consider our liabilities and what we can do to protect those as well, or make the risks associated with them more minimal. Advice. The general that hearkens to my counsel and acts upon it will conquer. Let such a one be retained in command. The general that hearkens not to my counsel, nor acts upon it, will suffer defeat. Let such a one be dismissed. While heeding the profit of my counsel, avail yourself also of any helpful circumstances over and beyond the ordinary rules. According as circumstances are favorable, one should modify one's plans. Another thing we should do is use advisors and counselors to help us in our decision-making processes. You don't have to take all of their words for gold, but you can take what's applicable to you and how it fits into your picture and apply it accordingly. Be sure to look at history too. This could be historical examples, or even better, recognizing patterns in our allies and adversaries. Perception. All warfare is based on deception. This should be read as all warfare is based on perception. I have a video about this coming soon. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified. What about how you're perceived? Do you think that matters? It definitely does. That's why it's important to control the best that you can your image, your message, and your intentions. Governments spend a lot of money to project themselves a certain way. A lot of this is called propaganda, and propaganda could be a negative thing or a positive thing. In our case, we want to put our best foot forward, leave a good first impression, second impression, third impression, and so on. So the better we can control that, the better for us in general. Focus. Your why, the moral law. The moral law causes the people to be in complete accord with their ruler, so that they will follow him regardless of their lives, undismayed by any danger. The consummate leader cultivates the moral law and strictly adheres to method and discipline. Thus, it is in his power to control success. He will win who has military capacity and is not interfered with by the sovereign. A lot of these things will take sacrifice. You may have to negotiate, you do have to be disciplined, you may have to not follow through with every single thing you wanted to. And that's part of the game. Work to strengthen your strengths in order to situate yourself in an advantageous position. Keep focused on progressing. That's what any good leader would do, so let's do it ourselves as well. Strengths.
So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and to strike at what is weak. Water shapes its course according to the nature of the ground over which it flows. The soldier works out his victory in relation to the foe whom he is facing. Therefore, just as water retains no constant shape, so in warfare, there are no constant conditions. He who can modify his tactics in relation to his opponent and thereby succeed in winning may be called a heaven-born captain. Therefore, the clever combatant imposes his will on the enemy, but does not allow the enemy's will to be imposed on him.
Utilizing your strengths, your passion, your know-how, your field is what gives you an advantage. Your situation is unique, so you have to work on yourself to figure out what those advantages are. Don't judge a fish by how he flies or a bird by how he swims. Treat yourself the same way. Timing.
The 5 elements are not always equally predominant. The 4 seasons make way for each other in turn. There are short days and long. The moon has its periods of waning and waxing.
Seasons give in to one another, constantly changing and never ending. You may not be in position to pursue a particular female, start a new business, or some other venture today. But if you focus on a new skill for 3 to 10 years, you will be. Everybody has to start somewhere, but they do have to start and then continue. You'll learn new things, decide that some aren't right for you, adjust workflows and priorities. And by doing that, by keeping it up, you'll find that opportunities will start to present themselves to you. Prepare yourself to be ready for those instances down your timeline.
How victory may be produced for them out of the enemy's own tactics. That is what the multitude cannot comprehend. All men can see the tactics whereby I conquer, but what none can see is the strategy out of which victory is evolved. Do not repeat the tactics which have gained you one victory, but let your methods be regulated by the infinite variety of circumstances. Military tactics are like water, for water in its natural course runs away from high places and hastens downwards.
What do you think about taking on the mindset of a president, king, general, or leader? What are you going to work on? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button. I'd love to be a part of your journey, so subscribe. Until next time, stay badass.